Hi, friends. So, we are going to start our first podcast for Cricket Blitz. It's a post World Cup season, definitely a boring one now for the cricket fanatics, and so not a very bad time to have a cup of coffee and get involved in a couple of discussions. So, I'm going to invite my two guests here, Ritik Roy and Abhishek Bhattacharya, for this podcast. And so now that the T20 World Cup is over, it was a pretty successful one in the United States and West Indies. And quite a few thrilling encounters, quite a few surprises. So I would like to go to Ritik and ask him that now that this T20 World Cup is over, how do you think this T20 World Cup has impacted the game of cricket, particularly the T20 format?
Yeah. So if you see, this World Cup was, first of all, leave aside everything. This World Cup was a World Cup of upsets. I'm pretty sure you guys will back me on this.
Yeah,
And day by day, I think not just T20 cricket, but since we are talking in the context of T20, the competitiveness is increasing. We have seen not just one, but numerous examples. For instance, Afghanistan beating Australia. I think
yeah,
a huge, a huge fact. I mean, a huge upset. I would say Afghanistan
yeah, yeah.
beating New Zealand.
I mean,
Uh,
Afghanistan, Australia, that match, Gulbadin Naib, he was the star in that
Yeah,
match.
absolutely, absolutely. Similarly, similar examples. US beating Pakistan. I mean, even though many would say that Pakistan is a weak team, but still, I think that was nothing short of an upset.
Yeah, I mean, USA Pakistan also, that was one heck of a contest. I mean, that super over it went to, then Aaron Jones hitting that six in the penalty in the last over, and then it goes to the super over, and then Saurav Netravalkar bowling that gem of an over.
Right, right, absolutely. So, and
Also,
again, right,
Scotland were
right.
again a side to watch out.
I think yes. I was about to mention that point. Scotland giving such a tough fight against two of the, I would say, two of the big teams in international cricket, England and Australia. So
Yeah.
it's not just about one instance. I would say so. There are numerous examples, and that itself speaks volumes. That this game, particularly this format, it's, I mean, the competitiveness is increasing like anything.
Yeah. So, do you think that with the ICC having increased the T20 World Cup to 20 teams, previously it was just 10 teams, then 12 teams, and now they've increased it to 20 teams, and there's been talks going on that in another 4 5 years time, maybe the T20 World Cup may get increased to some more teams, 24, 26 teams. So, do you think that's gonna be a good move from the ICC to try and globalize this game of cricket more?
Well, absolutely. For the game, I think it would be a great prospect if the number of teams are increased. Already, we are seeing the impact. The examples I quoted: Scotland, USA. So
Yeah.
that's just two examples, and who knows? Maybe in the next, the timeline you mentioned, in the maybe next 5 to 10 years,
In
if
fact, I can even say Nepal. They almost gave South Africa a scare. They needed two
right,
to win
right.
of two, and then Otnil Bartman bowled two dot balls. That was a run out, and South Africa won the match by just a bare margin.
Absolutely. So that's the point. It's not a one-off incident that we are seeing something. I mean, which we can call as an exception. It has become the norm almost in this T20 World Cup. So, like you said, if the number of teams are increased, I think definitely it will do a great good to the game of cricket. Of course. Also, I mean, if I quote the example of Football World Cup, as many as 32 teams fight
Yeah,
there to.
FIFA World Cup, 32 teams are playing, and I think
Right, right.
a World Cup in the truest sense should involve more and more portions of the world. Shouldn't just be limited to only 4 5 teams fighting for glory.
Absolutely. Also, I would
Yeah,
like
I
to
know
add.
these things
Yeah.
will take their time to reach the pinnacle. Afghanistan, 10 years back, you wouldn't have predicted that Ramanullah Gurbaz would have been one of the leading run scorers, if not the leading run scorer. He wouldn't have predicted that someone like Fazal Faruqi would have given sleepless nights to Kiwi and Oz batters.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also, I would like to add one point here. So, just increasing the number of teams, that is not going to, I mean, that is not going to be the only sole driver behind increasing the competitiveness.
Yeah.
You also need to, I mean, so for instance, if you are having a tournament, you need to give sufficient games to these new teams before the
Yeah.
World Cup so that they are well prepared. Because otherwise, you can't
Yeah,
just
that's
ask
a
a
good
team.
point. I mean, playing World Cup to World Cup, these teams will just come to the World Cup and they just won't be able to handle the pressure. They have to get more games against good sides like India, Australia, England, New Zealand, South
Right,
Africa.
right. So, I mean,
Yes.
just as you mentioned, Afghanistan. 10 years back, no one knew that this team would do wonders today.
Yeah.
But continuously, I mean, playing good cricket against good teams, so they have got sufficient exposure playing against good nations, and that is a very, very critical aspect if you are to evolve as a team, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I
Yeah.
guess now we can move on to our next guest, Abhishek, for my second
Yeah.
question of the day. And now I will like to mention of the champions. First of all, a huge round of applause. Congratulations to Team India for fulfilling the dream of so
Yes.
many people. After 17 long years, I mean, India have been not very good in the T20 format in ICC tournaments. Apart from the 2014, where they made it to the finals, they have perennially underachieved in this format since that inaugural win. But now, coming to 2024, not many expected them to make it this far to lift the trophy, but they proved everyone wrong and done a tremendous job. So, my question to Abhishek will be: do you think India finally managed to crack the T20 code?
Yes. First of all, thank you everyone for joining me in. Yeah. So I would say the thing that India finally cracked the T20 code because if you see earlier, India used to play the Asian style of cricket. That is,
Yeah.
you called the top three: Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and when
Yeah,
Shikhar
I mean,
Dhawan used to
if you
play.
see the 2022 and 2021 T20 World Cups, what India used to do is play out safely in the power play,
Exactly. And
ensure
they
you
win.
don't lose wickets, and then try and maximize only in the back half of the innings, which most T20 teams don't like to do these days. Most T20 teams want to utilize the fielding restrictions in the first 6 overs.
And as a result of this, they are achieved under par scores in most crucial matches. That is the semi-final. You can consider 2022 World Cup semi-final, where
Yeah,
the par score was around 200 to 210, but they could only manage
yeah. I mean, that
170.
was a flat
And
day at
on the
Adelaide.
flat,
Josh
yes, yes,
Butler and
on the
Alex
flat
Hales just
Adelaide
showed
track,
it.
they just hammered India all around the park. Team
Yeah,
selection was also, I think, that day was not much good, but we can talk to it on a later day. But this approach that in the middle overs, especially 8 to 15 overs, is very crucial in a T20 format, and this phase decides how you can which score you can achieve. So I think that T20 World Cup, in the same final, India played very defensively, especially Rohit
yeah.
Sharma and Virat Kohli. And coming to this 2020 World Cup, coming post 2023 ODI World Cup, Rohit Sharma set a template that no matter what, I will go on attacking mode. I will start attacking from ball one and give team a
Yeah, I mean,
favorable total.
I think that, yeah, sorry to interrupt, and I would like to add one point here. So, that innings against Australia, I mean, I think
yeah,
it was
that
by
was
far the
a
best
That
innings
was a
I have
knock of the
seen.
ages.
that was
Yeah,
Yeah,
sort of a
I mean
statement
that.
by a skipper.
hmm,
Sort of a statement by a
absolutely.
skipper. Even as Nasir Hussain last year after that semi-final versus New Zealand in that ODI World Cup at Wankhede, Nasir Hussain said that statements will be about headlines will be about Virat Kohli, Shahar, Mohammad Shami. But if someone has to be created for the change in approach from this Indian team, it has to be Rohit Sharma.
Yes,
Absolutely. And that innings, I think
that's
that's the
absolutely
best
correct.
I've seen Rohit Sharma bat. I mean, in ODIs we
Yeah,
know he's
but
a genius, but in T20s I think
yes.
this knock stands out as the best knock for Rohit
Especially
Sharma, I
questions
would
were
say.
raised on him on his records on that. Not so much impressive records in his T20 World Cup, and
Yeah,
this was his do and die World Cup for him, and he proved everybody wrong with such
yeah. I mean,
impressive knocks
the way he has molded his game at this stage of his career. I mean, he is nearing his retirement. Maybe in a couple of years, he will call it a day. But the way he has changed his game at this stage of his career, it's just appreciable. I mean, it has to be appreciated.
and more important than
And
Australia game
what
and
a way to end
the
his career, I would say. What a way to end his career in
yeah.
T20s, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and more
from that
importantly,
point,
in the semi-final game, where on that slow track, he scored
yeah, at
where
Guyana,
all other
Providence
batsmen
Stadium.
struggled. Exactly, when where all other batsmen struggled, he scored at such healthy strike rate on such a service. Oh my God, that was some kind of knock. In my view, it was a much better knock because it was in semi-final first of all, and that too against England, the world champions. So it has
Hmm.
the bars are very high.
Yeah,
So
also,
yeah,
what I think is India focused on batting depth this time around. Even in the ODI World Cup, if you see, India didn't have much of batting. I mean, Jadeja came in at 7, and then they had four bowlers who couldn't bat properly. But this time around, they had batting till 8. Akshay Patel was used as a floater, and who can forget the innings he played even in the final? He was the one who
obviously
took off pressure
he
from
could
Virat
have
Kohli.
scored 20-30 runs more if that not out was run out was didn't happen. He was such a yeah
Yeah,
task.
Akshar
so
Even
Patel,
that
I remember that many were, I mean, quoting him or rather comparing him as a clutch player, similar to Ben Stokes. So you can imagine the impact he has created, Akshar
yeah,
Patel.
I mean,
It's
Akshay
absolutely,
no,
Patel,
no.
yeah,
And
throughout the
just to important a
tournament,
fact,
he has
yeah.
proved at various stages. That catch of Mitchell Marsh, and then that spell against Pakistan. He bowled well against England. He got a man of the match against England
Especially that
in
Imad
front
Wasim
of.
over in the I think the 17th or
Yeah,
the 18th
yeah,
over.
and against England,
Yeah.
man of the match. Even he got crucial runs against Pakistan when Rohit and Virat got out early.
Yes. Yeah.
So
On
he's
that
been sort
swimming
of a
track, on
revelation.
that swimming Nassau track, he scored I think
Yeah,
vital 18 to 20 odd runs. That was nothing short of a like yeah.
yeah, and so now from that point, my next question would be, now that India have won the World Cup, two of their stalwarts, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, 45-18, both have decided to call it a day in the shortest format for India. So, how do you think India are gonna proceed without these two big names? Now that the next T20 World Cup is at home, a couple of years away, a lot of young players are making their mark. We are getting a series from tomorrow. So, who do you think could be the potential replacements for these two big names?
Yes.
And how confident would be India on those young talents?
Yeah. Personally, I believe that yeah, there is a definitely two huge superstars of this game. But
Yeah,
personally, I really believe that in this T20 format, uh, India will not be much be tougher for them compared to ODI and Test if when they leave, because we have lots of young talents coming. Be it Yashasvi Jaiswal, be it Abhishek Sharma, be it Shubman Gill is already there. There, Riyan Parag is there. You have Dhruv Jurel as a very talented hitter, as a wicketkeeper batsman. A lot more people are there. And if you see this World Cup also, that many people they could still play 2026 World Cup. I think most probably Hardik Pandya will be the captain. Most probably,
yeah.
Bumrah is there.
Hardik is most likely to be the captain. Bumrah will be there.
Yeah, and after Jadeja is not just Kohli and Rohit Sharma. When Jadeja
Yeah,
is
I
going,
think
then it will open
Jadeja won't be
opportunities
missed that
for
much. Akshar is doing a
exactly.
very good role, and they
Akshay
have
will
got
come, Chal is there, Ravi Bishnoi will come.
even if
So
Chal doesn't play, Ravi Bishnoi will come. Yashasvi as well, Rinku
Kuldeep
Singh,
is there,
Shubman Gill.
already is there. So yeah. So only two, three. So mostly the top 15 players who didn't get a chance this World Cup, like Yashasvi Jaiswal didn't get a chance. Sanju Samson is there, who will definitely like to cash in his opportunities in the 2026 World Cup. And there are 40 odd international matches to that World Cup.
Yeah,
Starting, yeah, starting from yesterday, tomorrow with the Zimbabwe.
yeah,
So it
Zimbabwe
is
too.
like a huge opportunity for lot of international players. Riyan Parag is also there, and yeah, so a lot of talent is there. So it will be a huge opportunity with Asia Cup coming next year in 2025. I don't
Yeah,
know it's a
yeah, yeah,
ODI or T20. So by that time, they have a huge amount of time to strengthen their team and identify all the gaps. Yes, it's very difficult to to fill spot of these two legends, especially Virat Kohli, who has been the man of the tournament in various World Cups, like 2014 World Cup, you name it, 16 World Cup, is a man of clutch players. So these kind of players like will be surely missed. But I believe that in T20 World Cup, various young talents are coming, and they will fill up the boots very easily.
yeah. Just
That's
like,
the main
share, and
thing.
subscribe. I
Yeah.
think it's time to bid adieu. We'll be back to you
absolutely.
in a
Thanks,
short while.
everyone.
See you everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye bye.